Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be going over the balance changes and what is currently meta inside of Brawl Stars, giving you guys all the good tips and whatever else I have, because I've been grinding Power League a lot, so I've got a lot of good information to share with you guys. So before we jump into the video, make sure you're using the create code. That'd be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, guys, so first we've got to be talking about Penny. So Penny, before the emergency nerf, I missed such a broken brawler. I've seen on Twitter so many clips of Penny. She looked absolutely insane. Again, it's a big shame that I didn't actually cover this in previous videos. It would have been really nice to like showcase how broken Penny was, but as you guys probably just worked out for yourself since the update dropped, she was absolutely insane. So she did receive a couple of emergency nerfs, one being to her how fast her turret goes. I think that's from 2.5 seconds to 3.5 seconds now, which was an increase before, so it did shoot a lot faster. Then also I believe her gadget damage has actually been nerfed as well. Obviously it used to do 100% of her damage, now it's 75%, so a few nerfs to her, but I still feel like overall right now she's one of the strongest brawlers inside of a game. She's so good right now. The fast projectile speed, just like with the bow buff, has perfectly made her one of the best brawlers inside of a game. She's needed it for so long. It was really obvious just by how hard it was to actually hit shots with Penny. And just like her counterpart Jessie, like how much faster her shot used to come off rather than Penny's, it was just a bit evident that's what she needed. And also you kind of had to make sure it's not too overpowered. With the range and the additional projectile speed buff, she could have been even more broken, so of course you had to reduce the range a little bit. But yeah, whatever I'm saying, Penny is just absolutely insane right now. Definitely one of the top brawlers inside of the game. It's still after the emergency nerfs. Let's hop into the next one. Alright guys, so jumping into the next brawler, which I believe has potential to be one of the best brawlers inside of a gamer right now. It has to be Carl. So Carl, still people underrated him when the update dropped, and trust me, Carl is absolutely insane right now. If you guys haven't tried him out in Power League, ladder, or whatever else you guys play, you need to try him. He's absolutely broken. I've been playing him so much, and I'm absolutely carrying with him. I won't really say I'm like the complete best Carl, but inside of Power League, every single time I picked him, I believe I've pretty much won. I'll have to double check that and tell you guys in a future video. I'll be doing a Power League guide and also probably a best top 6 brawlers video within the next 2 days, so look out for that. But I think he's pretty much one of the best brawlers inside of a game. He's so strong. The only bad thing about Carl is whenever he's meta, he's pretty easy to counter. By that I mean his counters are obvious, like Surge for example, or just any type of brawler that kind of charges his super, but he still has such a big impact on the game. And if you're a good Carl, you can easily pop off and get like a triple kill. I feel like his protective pirouette star power is really underrated as well, because if the enemy doesn't really have too many brawlers that can counter your super, his that star power is just going to go to absolute town. But I really love him right now. Definitely in a good spot. His increased damage from before, his increased super damage I think from before, just so many different buffs he's received on top of his already projectile speed buff. He's going to be a really nice brawler, so try to trick shot that one in. It's probably going to cause me to lose right here. That's a big rip, but Carl is so fun to play right now. Definitely really strong. Let's hop into the next one. Okay, so hopping into the final buff with the update, it is Grom. So Grom did receive I think like a couple of hundred extra damage. I'm not 100% sure how much damage he's actually gone up. Again, I'm a little bit out of the loop in terms of like exact measurements from the update, but Grom, I feel like it's a little bit of a change. I don't think it's done too much. You'd have to let me know whether you guys experienced any different. Like with Carl and Penny, it's a massive difference. Like I could easily tell like how much they've changed, but with Grom, I feel like it's a little bit nice, especially on knockout. Maybe I'm not going to be thinking about like Tick or Sprout being the strongest in knockout. Like Grom definitely holds his own now. Tried it a few times on some certain maps and he's so strong. So you can see right there was like 2100 damage with the damage gear, and that's not even with his X Factor star power activated, which is going to obviously increase his damage even more. So I'm going to pop our gadget right there. Don't think that's going to be enough to take down the Crow, but still with Grom, I just think he's a little bit too awkward. He did actually receive a bit of a nerf as well to his super damage, which I don't really think was too relevant. Maybe they was a little bit scared that if it didn't actually touch his super damage, that he'd be an incredible brawler in the meta, but I just don't think it's done enough. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe over time people will learn how to play Grom, but I don't think he's the strongest, and it's just too easy to counter. His overall mechanics, trying to hit your shots, is just a little bit too awkward for me. So let's see if this gadget can do a little bit of work. That's going to be Mortis down, and just well, no one left actually. Crow should be able to score that one. So yeah, the only change, as I said, with Grom is I think that is actually pretty, I wouldn't really say on par, but I'll say he's pretty strong in knockout and comparable to Sprout and the tick. Just people haven't really realized yet, so you might see that a bit of a change in the meta. So it looks like we should be in a good position to score here. Crow, he's pretty weak, and you can see at that long range 1800 damage is very nice, especially as a thrower. 2100 damage, that's nothing to be shy of. You can literally two-shot a Spike, I believe, even if he has the shield gear, which most people don't really have to power 3. You can pretty much two-shot him, which is pretty insane. No other thrower can even get close to that. So really strong. So that is going to be Grom right there. It's probably going to last a long time into overtime. We'll try and run it down as much as possible, because you guys don't want to talk me well, watch me just talk absolute rubbish. So it looks like we just got a Mortis left pretty much. We're going to use the super here, and that should be a goal right there, passing it to our Mortis. That's going to be pretty easy. So Grom, I'd say, is a decent brawler right now. Let's hop into a few nerfs. All right guys, so jumping into the next brawl event, so got to be going through a few nerfs as quickly as possible here. So the first one being Eve. So Eve, I feel like, is a really overrated brawler in this meta. People still like first picking Eve, banning Eve. I don't really think she's needed as a ban right now. Maybe if you just completely despise Eve, which I would understand because she is pretty annoying. Yeah, I think there's a lot of different brawlers that you can play right now that are pretty much stronger. And her second star power, Happy Surprise, I believe, I don't think it's even meta right now. The other star power was already, in some cases, the better star power, just because it's a little bit easier to land those shots, especially against the good players who can easily juke Eve shots, because it's pretty slow, especially I know, like Zeta, for example, they would just never ban Eve, even when she was like the best brawler in the game, quite clearly, which just goes to show that she is pretty countable. And especially now, I feel like she's not completely strongest. I'd say she's somewhere like middle of the pack. She's not like one of the worst brawlers in the game, just from a few nerfs, but I don't, again, just too many people just completely just banning her out. I haven't even used her at all in Power League yet, even when she's in play. I just don't think she's too strong. So I think on the maps that aren't like long range or even like close, I'd say like the medium range maps that Eve's going to thrive in, because and on the longer range maps, she's going to get outranged a little bit too much, and her shots are a little bit too easy to dodge on the long range ones. Short range, she probably just gets bursted down a little bit too much by other brawlers, but medium range I think is pretty perfect for her, because she can charge her super pretty well. She does some decent damage, so nothing to be really too shy about. But the nerfs definitely hit her hard. That star power is like pretty much completely dead. I wouldn't really bother actually using that ever. Let's see if we can get a goal here. Frank actually completely butchers that super, but he should be able to score here. Okay, no. Typical Frank player right there. Also, the supercharge rate getting nerfed was huge, because before with Eve you could just cycle supers over and over again. Also got a few more nerfs to talk about. Ruff's nerf has actually impacted me a little bit. It's made brawlers like Stu a little bit better. I've been seeing a lot more Stu right now because those sandbags aren't as good. Byron, I would say, was been hit pretty hard with that nerf. Still say it synergizes with a lot of brawlers, so that is why it's still pretty strong in the meta. And we're going to get our ankles broke right there, but we should be able to win it in overtime. We've got, I'm trying to think of any other nerfs. There aren't really many off the top of my head. I think there was only 4 nerfs. I think the only other one was Janet, which really didn't do anything. She's literally like the strongest brawler in the game, and they didn't nerf her, which I'm pretty surprised about. They only made it so the gadget can't get activated in midair, and that wasn't really one of the most broken things about her. She's just so versatile right now, and she's definitely in need of a nerf. Maybe in the future updates she'll get some nerfs. Pretty surprising to me that she hasn't been absolutely killed. So she'll be able to get the Byron down here. We're going to get taken down, but looks like the Colt and Frank have things covered. So let me know in the comment section below who you think should have got nerfed with the update. This is a lot of brawlers that didn't get touched, which I'm pretty surprised about. That's going to be a nice goal from a Colt, and that's going to be it for today's video, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Just a little bit of a refresher to give you guys who is currently meta. A lot of you guys asking my opinion on the likes of Penny, Carl, so hopefully I've answered some of those questions for you. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Make sure to look out on the channel for a top 6 video, and then also a Power League guide a day later. So yeah, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.